out with asking funds for my company, and nobody gave me that. So I launched my own company, and the company's main idea is that we just want to we just want to you know, be accessible. Now, how do I become accessible? That is the starting point of it, because most people did not even bother to you know, look at my deck also. But that is why I give 1 hour to everyone, and to anybody who sends us a deck or has a value proposition business plan or something. And so today what has happened, so I want to build an exchange of tomorrow, okay, but on the stock side, on the equity side. And I want to be like Uber, Airbnb and eBay. See, what has happened is the drivers that are affecting this is there is lot of funds by the government itself today, and there is a huge clamp on bad business. Digital thing has taken a leap and bound, because if I am successful without even spending so much money, and people sign up a lot with me, is just because of the branding and the digital usage of my marketing. That is what is doing all the job. And anyway, unicorn story, you know, I've just given some templates for you, that we have today 88, actually more than that today. What I'm trying to solve is the problem that of the companies that have money with the companies that need money. Now, that's the only problem we have. I do not have a high moral ground either for the investor, which actually most of the cases have, because I myself call them and they think I'm a startup and they disconnect my call. And I don't know why they would do that, because I have come with a value proposition, unless they don't like the startups that are there in our country. And most early stages companies are pain, if you want to use the lack of better words. So I want to solve the access, availability and assessment problem. So the access problem is very simple for me. You know, I am accessible to them in all the ways, okay? So you can reach out to me, I have very liberal ways of reaching out to investors, and I'm always in search of investors as well, because I only want to do this focused thing of introducing startup to investor. Pitch deck, etc. I recommend people you get it done already with someone else. I can do that, but I would urge them to uh, get it done from somewhere else. Investors are not always available, so availability of fund, especially democratic funding, is lacking, and I'll come to that. And most startups are guided by opinion. We have our own AI tool also. So this is the purpose of my company, is to find stake and funds, trade in them, and also build successful relationship. The reason is most startups fail, and you know, we did a math around it, and even on Google, what is coming out is that this is even 90% is still better. I mean, they are saying that only 2.5 or 3% survive, and out of them only less than 4% become unicorns. So can we predict them early? That's another big area that I'm working, because if I can predict at an early stage, and if you can buy some stake, like a Y Combinator blindly, not blindly, but invest in a lot of companies by the way of effort. We still not taken stakes, but we will do. Now,
Sanjeev,
yeah.
just go back to the previous slide, please. Yeah, so Sanjeev, the last one where you say we can predict early, in terms of unicorn or TrueCon, are you using any kind of proprietary application, AI, or is it people who who can look at it and say, yeah, this looks exciting or this looks. So is that a system or is that manual driven?
No, no, it is a system.
Okay.
It is very much a system. So I am using some data from January to May, huh? Because I have to stop this because of lack of funds and the amount of time that I could invest. But I will revive this. But I want to show you this because I was doing it. And if you go to my website also, you will find that I wrote newsletters also, and I had to stop them because of people who left me actually. But I will revive it. Huh? So that's my promise to people. So these are the newsletters. The research is there, the newsletter is there. I want to just show you the newsletters. We used to predict funds in our country that would come and all that, you know, every month, and I used to publish it also. It used to be a fantastic document, and we were on our way to become even we were as good as Inc. 42 at that time, in terms of predicting V shape, W shape, lot of things, tech for 2021. Like connected experience, era of digital, so on and so forth. We did a lot of work. We used to even say every month what are the fund 463 US dollar million US dollars came, what were the sectors they got into, which were the big players who got it.
So are these within your company, or this is an overall this is overall India view?
No, this is newsletter is mine, but this is India, yeah, India story. So
Oh, okay.
every month
It's
I
not
present every
it's not
month.
the funds which is coming to your company and
No, no, no,
you.
no. This is India, India. This is
Oh,
India,
okay.
not into my company. So, for example, some articles, then we toned down articles as people left us. So, this is like 150 companies, which sector they went in, how the funds got delivered to each one of the e-com got so much, edtech got so much in that particular month, right? So on and so forth. And then predicting unicorns on the will skill metric, credit B and all that. But this were 6 months and that kind of period advance. I need to do a lot of research to get it accurate, and I'll come to that. And similarly for other months, why India matters, and every month had a story around it. COVID hit or something happened, United States and India matter and all that. And so, which are the 610 unicorns, the distribution in America 304. India was at that time with 25 in the fourth position, United Kingdom. Used to do a lot of research, and obviously some data came from CB Insights and our own data. We used to have Excel sheet. What you see here, this article, if you don't do it, all that data what you see month wise used to come from here. Here, what we developed was that you can you can look at all the. So let's say I had data collected all this year, all these months, so 4 months, and then 8 months that I couldn't collect because of lack of people. If I had the data, I would see today which one is the biggest one which got the money and which are the companies which got. Then I can select, let's say, agri-tech. So that I know who got the most money: D hat, Propine, Waycool, Origo Commodities, Ninja Card, Gramophone, and all that like that. But as I said, this is just for that 4 months. If I had till today, I would have seen much more, many more companies. Now, if I want to know what were the pattern of funding, how the funds were raised, amount of funds, and all that, all graphs come. Again, I'm just selecting agri-tech. In agri-tech, how many were, total startups, and what are the count of startups, and how they were, seed, series A, and what is the distribution. So 60% was seed, series 2 were 13%. I want to make it little better. If I choose all the sector, then this is how the share of the graph will look like if all the companies were chosen. Fintech, because we chose edtech was 100% there. Now we have chosen everyone. So let's fintech is like 15% of the 15.8, tech is around the same, e-com is less than that, edtech is 10.87, health tech is this. So this is the graph we used to, and we can do a lot of research with this. It's a simple Excel which gives you a lot of views. Now I can do, if I had all the years, all the months today, I can just click here at the total fund size in that particular year. And then I click on that, it will tell me the quarter wise distribution. And I go to a quarter, let's say quarter 2 has $9 billion coming in. I want to click and see how the month distribution was there. And therefore, let's say I go to April month. April actually last year was also the unicorn month of the year, or something like unicorn day was celebrated. At that time, we had a lot of this C-commerce guys making wave. If you click on that, then you have this edtech got 1.69 and all that. Now you want to know who among edtech got it. So Byju's got $1 billion. These are in, I think, millions. So $1 billion. 129.5 million was raised by Upgrade, Lead School, Uable, Crazofan, and all that. Similarly, you can look at food tech sector. Swiggy, 7 Ink Brews, Low Foods, and all that. Similarly, you can go to another month and see lot of this. Fashion Tech got 2.3. June, you can see like that. You can see this map all around the way you want it. And lastly, we had investor details month-wise, who funded whom. So we can selectively, so for example, let's say I go to Agritech. So in the month of January in Agri, if I just select Agritech, so D Hart, Ergos, Agri 10X, QSense, Gramophone, Sienna Capital funded, Middle East funded, Venture Catalyst funded, Omnivore, VC, United Kingdom CDC Group, Process Ventures. So this data I left midway. I need money to revive this. I need a team, okay? And once I will get this whole data, this is 1 year. If I get 10 years, which I can buy from Crunchbase, I can actually predict unicorn. And I will tell you, it's very easy. You don't have to use a lot of brains around it. You just see year on year pattern, because in India it's evolving. Now the sectors like EV tech, agri tech, earlier there were only 4 sectors, right? Health tech, e-commerce, fintech, and one more, right? 4 or 5. Now we have EV tech, agri tech. How did it happen? Because people are moving in those areas. Now when we see these things, and unicorns life cycle is 7 years. Somebody can do it in 2.5 years also. But then they have a different model, free model, and then they charge later, whatever. And but they are getting funding. So there is a revenue vis-a-vis, that market cap problem and all that. So not every market cap company is a profitable company as well. So whether it is the pride of bootstrap or the glamour of funding, fundraising. So we'll come to that. But my point is that 7 years exit will happen for anyone, right? So unicorn to be born. Can I do it in the second and third year? It is possible with good amount of data, with a trending and all that. I can tell you can predict. And unicorns is like 1.5 year back. But then by that time they become very expensive, right? You and I can't buy. But let's say, and the best part is I only get. So let me go back to the presentation, and then I'll come back to why all the early stage guys come to me for whatever reason, because I don't know, I become very popular there. So now let's try and attempt going back here. So what I am trying to do is I created an Airbnb type of model where a guy like startup, he finds money in the right investor, and I'm only connecting them. I don't want to get into business plan this that the CAs do, because I want to be a differentiator. First of all, I don't want to clutter myself. My focus is just connect the two guys, okay, who are on the table. So that's that area. The second one is, it is for the investors to make money in right startup. Can I do that? And that is where the whole question of, even if you take that to a notch level higher, it becomes predicting unicorns. And share the success, because at the end of the day, you see, when the Shark Tank happened, all our Indian unicorn guys got united and they started their sovereign fund to fund startups, because they also felt that we have made money. Can we come together and start funding companies? Why we have to depend on Y Combinator, or let's say, a lot of these companies who actually route banks' money, Sequoia Capital and all that. At the end of the day, they are routing somebody's money, into startups because of their intelligence. Why can't we become one of them? My vision is to give Sequoia Capital a run for its money in the next 5 years, 7 years. That's my aim. So we share the success. So when an investor makes money and the startup becomes huge, which we are talking of $10 billion, they both actually become friends, because somebody was limping at some time and one guy gave him money, right? He became the angel or whatever you want to call it. And then those two guys have a special relationship. So when they become big, they both of them say, why not now we as team, or maybe then few more people come together. They actually form a fund, and they start, they run their business also, but they start to get into people like us or to other people, or they form their own captive centers, captive intelligence, by virtue of which they start funding companies. And that will happen because next 10 years, India is going to be the #1 place. I am early here, but I am taking a lot of time because I'm not getting funding. So I've done all the experiments and the ideas, and I'll show all the things to you. So my aim is to find money. So you go on my website, you pitch. I have a very cheap VentureX call in terms of money, although the quality is very high, is because I want people to get on and get an experience of pitching in front of someone, rather than teaching them a lot like IIM and IITs do. We don't want to do that. We just push you into water, and I will show you the level of the preparedness there. And secondly, I have all the decks that have come, I have put it on a table which I'll show you, where pitch deck is there, whether they're curated or not, and a one-liner elevated pitch, and the ticket size, and whether they are funded or not. All that is there in that Excel sheet, and it is freely available for anyone. You just have to download. The investors have to download it by paying 10,000 rupees, called the finder's fee. I have fought with many people. They have told me, India Angel Network, Shruti, and all that, why can't you give me free? They do stop coming to my calls also, just because of this. And I don't give anything free because I work very hard for it, and I am hosting it and all that. And share the success, build unicorns, do IPO, serial entrepreneurship. These two guys will do. I don't know. I mean, I haven't even thought of taking somebody's stake till now, like a Y Combinator model. But I'm joined by some very good guys from the US. Huh. Yeah.
Sanjay, a quick question on the subscription thing. So, I know you. I was looking at your website earlier. So when you click on the pitch deck, I think it takes to the fee, or the subscription fee. Is that per pitch, or is that a monthly thing?
No, it is per pitch.
Oh, per pitch. All right.
But I can do a bulk deal always. I mean, you can talk to me.
Okay.
So let's say,
No, that's fine.
let's say we go here. This is the total number of
Yeah.
89 pitches we have, 50 in one page.
Okay.
Okay. So now what you can do is that you can type here AgriTech. AgriTech is very easy because it's A, right? You click here. All the AgriTech pitches that have come till date to me are launched here. Aquaculture also. Then Autotech, avionics. Now what is great about it? You're right. You click here, you'll go to a payment gateway. But forget the payment gateway for a moment. I didn't want to give them free of cost, and my minimum component is 10,000 rupees. I could have made it 5,000. I'll give discount, no problem. The idea is to protect them as well, because not everybody wants to be going everywhere, right? Because it's his idea at the end of the day. Otherwise, people will download. Some frivolous guy can also download. So the money is subject to money as well as the permission that I take with the NDA with the other guys. So that is another thing. Now, but the good part is that you actually gives a bird's eye view. This nobody objects to. They are okay. So now you know that what kind of decks are there. Similarly, what kind of decks are there in wellness sector, waste tech. Obviously, I clicked there. So in the tech sector, so many are there. All these guys are very good guys also, and some are. And by the way, out of these, I have funded companies already, and I have a list of curated companies also. So funding is also done. Some of them I have funded through my network exclusively. Some have got funded through a larger network. So some mandates to be prepared and all that, and so there's a lot of work that goes in. Because you can't send the whole presentation, you have to prepare a mandate and all that. So now let's come back here. And then there are these revenue models that I have. So today, this is 210 million. If you add that Excel sheet I showed you for 289 companies today, this is, I think, 250 was the number. So if you do the extrapolation, I would have around $250 million of ask if you add all of that. There, each of the ticket size. So that's the kind of ask only I have. Imagine venture catalyst and other big players. Maybe I have many more companies compared to them because they are looking at Series X and all that, right? Now, how do you predict? You can triage all those various areas, and it's a science, and eventually you can predict. And so your data science, but it will take years, right? You have to perfect the machinery, and unicorns will happen, take 7 years, let's say 5-year cycle of exit and all that. I will get it right. Only thing is, I need money for that, and I'm earning, so I will do it one day, one way or another, right? And idea is, even if I'm not able to predict a unicorn, at least I can be a company where people think that my investment has a reduced risk here for an investor. As long as that is there, I'm good, right? Because most people will come to me then, right? And I have to be very responsible, and I will be responsible because I'm not making any calls on anyone. I use data as a very good opinion maker for my vision. Plus, there are few people who will speak also, and we will take manual intervention also. It's not always great to go with data. So, my thing is that I'm the first to market the Uber model in this world. I don't know many companies. They're trying, but I don't think they're all systematic like that, or they have this digital background like me, have I don't know, I've not benchmarked myself today. There is incentive for the investor to come with us, and the incentive is in the form of, so
Okay.
yeah.
I think Sanjeev, we get a fair picture as to what True Digital is trying to work on. Just give me and Satish some time so that we can mull over this entire thought process that is there. And we are definitely interested to look into how we can explore some association, because our core backing, I have told you, is into innovation, go-to markets, where we have n number of startups who are coming, and there is a lot of people who are looking at the funding opportunities, and there are a lot of funders who are looking for the startups who are innovative. They are more interested in the innovative startups because that's where their whole flesh is there. Their pound of flesh is very high when we are talking to
Yeah.
this kind
So,
of a
so
thing.
one of the things I can do is, while you will go on Startup X, you may not get so much, but I have interviewed each one of them because I give 1 hour to everyone, by the way. So you can tell me, because I am a technology guy, you can tell me, Sanjeev, I'm looking for these areas. Can you point me? I'll say these bulk guys can be of use. After that, we go into a bulk agreement, maybe at 2,000 rupees per deck, and I'll take permission and all that, and I can make it available for you. I don't know if they have survived the deal, because some of them, 9 months is a long period. They came to me, right? So I'll have to call them back and say, are you guys still okay? Are you doing good? There's somebody looking for you, and we can then start the call, and I'll have people aligned and all that. So I'll do everything what you need. We can do a lot of work actually in this area, because see, at the end of the day, it doesn't serve the purpose of me keeping a database and engagement not happening. Why not do
Right.
it?
Yeah, so that's what we'll have to figure out, a way where we both are getting the engagements cleared,
I will give
and
you
we both are.
discounts and all that to make it manageable for you.
Yeah, so that's what something, let me discuss with Satish as to how we should be able to work on this whole idea and how
And
we
what
can
I'll
take it
do
forward.
is that I will take both your numbers from him, and I actually get very active just 2 days before this Venture X call on the Thursday, and I will send you the link and all that. And eventually, because I don't change the time and the date, so it will be in your subconscious to attend in future, and even the link remains the same forever. So you guys can jump in 7 o'clock if you're free anywhere. Just see who are the two startups, or go to my recording and see and say, Sanjeev, I like this guy. This tech guy is good. Srijat Menon has worked for 14 years in Samsung. If he's doing something on the TV, he has got some brains. And there are many, as I said, Kevin Kumar Kandaswamy from Coimbatore. Very nice thing he has done. PPE kit he made. Now he's trying to protect the world, and nice concept he's getting into. And there are many more. I mean, as I said, lack of time, I can't describe all of them. But I have interviewed each one of them. So I know everything. I know their ask. I know everything. I can tell you that.
Okay,
All
fine.
my.
So let us I think let us go through that entire thing and come back to you as to how we can engage and how we can work and how we both can actually work as
Yeah,
partners
let's do
for
that.
each other.
Yeah.
So I think that way it will be mutually beneficial for both of us, because instead of you are looking up at one side, I am looking up at three sides. So how we can actually match this entire forum and help these startups in that
Yeah, so
entire
once we
ecosystem.
get going, I will meet you guys also personally in Bangalore. And it's good that we
Sure,
are in
sure.
Bangalore. Locally we can collaborate a lot better.
Sure, 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 sure. Right.
All
Fine,
right,
man.
Satish and
Excellent.
Anand, nice talking to you. I had a good time speaking
Pleasure.
to both of you here.
Pleasure. Pleasure, Sanjeev.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
yeah. Okay.
Pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you, Sanjeev, and I would also like to thank the other people who had to
Yeah. Thank you.
listen to
No,
us.
Vicky,
So
Vicky,
thank
go
you.
ahead. Vicky will.
It was quite informative. Sorry, I was doing multitasking. I was taking two calls
Hey,
simultaneously, but I have
part of
not
our
missed
life,
much. I mean, it was quite
part of our
interesting.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I want to
Hey,
hear
Mukund,
from
you have a
others
great
also. Huh?
background, man. Keep it up. Okay,
sure.
bring the new energy, Mukund. That's what we need. We need the unicorns and the puppets and the
What a
cartoons.
lovely background he has. Those guys are
Yeah,
moving also.
yeah.
It's quite a
All right.
fresh look.
Ciao, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
two guys have
nice to
fun.
get in touch.
See you then.
With you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye.